Today is October 21. I am in the southwestern part of Colorado. Just came out of Durango, Colorado, headed over to Dove Creek. This picture now is looking to the southwest. I don't know the name of that mountain. There it is. Anyway, headed to Dove Creek, and from there I turn to the north and go up to Grand Junction, Colorado, which is about 150 miles, and then from there about another 80 miles to get to my hunting area. So should be there later today, and we'll see what the weather is. The weather's supposed to be a lot of storms, a lot of thunderstorms are due or forecast for the high mountains of Colorado today. You can see the clouds off in the distance here. We'll keep an eye on that, keep you posted on how things develop. Opening day of elk season is tomorrow morning, so we will have a video history of this trip. Right, see you later. It's now 8:50 in the morning on October 21. I just turned north on Highway 141 headed towards Neutrina. This will take me up into the northwestern part of Colorado. You can see some mountains off in the distance there with a lot of snow on the top of them. Looks like they got a dusting of snow last night, but everything else here has got a little bit of rain last night. But it's a very nice day. It's 52 degrees here, and sun is shining right now, so good day for driving. We'll keep you informed as we move along here. Some old uranium mines in the hillsides over there. I think that's Samoan Kopi Formation. Here's an excellent example of mass wasting. These great big boulders are just coming down the hill slowly over geological time, being eroded and taken out towards the ocean. Well, here we are in the middle part of Cow Creek in western Colorado. That view is looking to the south, and that's the area that I will be hunting for the next couple of days. We've got some dark timber over here on the east side of that hill. We've got a very nice little sycamore tree here in full yellow color, very pretty. And here's my campsite. We're essentially right at the end of the road. There's another campsite or two right down by these near trees and on the other side of those bushes right there, and sometimes some other people will come down and set up a camp there, but almost every day there'll be 2 to 5 cars or pickup trucks parked down there, and other people are hunting in this area. But this is the campsite that I've been using for many years. I always find this tree to be open, and it works very well because you can hang things from the limbs, and it gives you some protection from the wind if the wind really starts to come up. We've got kind of a partly cloudy sky right now. They say that there's a storm coming through here tonight. You can see that the clouds are moving pretty strong from east to west. The breeze runs up and down the valley, both in the north direction and the south direction under this circumstance. But normally the storms come out of the south, so I'm setting up the camp right in that clear area. Today is October 23. It's opening day of elk season. I'm about 300 yards from my camp at the mouth of a small gully. I'm just going to sit here for a while and watch and see if I can see anything come down and cross this gully. have a cow call here. I'm going to give it a try. This is opening morning, just before sunrise. You can hear the crows crowing at each other. Well, today is Saturday. I think it's the 30th of October. And I'm way up on the hill, next to the last hill to the very top of Coffs Creek. This is the little valley that Dub and I hunted a couple of years ago. We had a band of elk pack up on the left side of the fence line there, and all of a sudden they started jumping over, and that's when we started shooting, but we didn't get one. We were quite a bit farther behind the scene when we did our shooting. So I'm going to sit here for a little while and see if anything shows up. Well, here it is, Saturday afternoon, late afternoon. Way up on top still. Had a coyote come up to me about 20 feet away. And he turned around and took off. They haven't seen any elk. Glory be. There are two elk in that little patch of brush, moving right along the edge of the tree line. Looks like a cow and a yearling calf. They're more or less headed my direction, so I'm going to sit here and wait and see what happens. A small bull. See him looking at me. Cow's off to the left. That bull doesn't look legal. I'll find out in a minute. It's coming on down, headed this way. There he is, stepping out. Well, here I am at about 7:30 at night, trying to get dinner going. Got a little problem with the heater here. We got it going, but the light's not working. So I've got to work on that. Probably a cable out there. But here we go, some more sleet, heavy-duty sleet. It was really coming down just a minute ago. So I didn't get my camera up and running. Perhaps you can see all of the snow we got here. A lot of snow. Oh well. Didn't see. Oh, I did see an elk today. Saw a spiked bull, but I didn't see a cow. Didn't see anything that I could shoot. So, still working on it. Tomorrow's another day. Well, it's getting close to dinner time. I have some spaghetti left over from last night, and I'm boiling some water here. You always have to boil a lot of water in this hunting business because you got a lot of things to do with the water. I'm now working inside my tent, the big tent, because the outside tent, the propane tank there, was almost out of gas. So I didn't want to run it all the way out of gas. So I decided I'd come in here and cook tonight. You can hear that the sleet is still coming down on the outside of the tent. This is only a kind of a moderate intensity of sleet. Sometimes it really comes down, and boy, the wind just whips through here. Woo! It's something to behold. You have to be here to understand it. And unfortunately, I didn't have a battery in this camera last night. It was a doozy. So if it happens again tonight, then I'm going to turn on the camera and we'll get some sounds and some videos of what happens when a tent's flapping around in 50-mile-an-hour winds with lots of snow and rain. I used this guy during the snowstorm that you saw earlier today, and it's a little bit damp, so I got to dry it out tonight. I used this earlier today when I was working on the outside of the tent to get all of the snow off the sides and whatnot. That's my bed. It works really well. Got a nice big fat air mattress and a really warm down sleeping bag and all the goodies. Ooh, boy, look at that spaghetti. Woo! That's going to taste good. It was really good last night, and spaghetti's always better the second time around. So, I'm going to sign off right now, but here we are on the 25th of October, hunting elk, western Colorado. See you later. Here's my camp. It was a real stormy night last night. Blew all night long, strong winds, very, very noisy, very difficult to sleep. I don't know if I got any sleep at all. But we got a lot of snow. That tree had beautiful yellow leaves on it yesterday. All of these trees did. They've all blown off last night. Right up here is the mouth of Coffs Creek. This is where I hunt most of the time. I go around this corner and I work my way up the side hill up in the dark timber. There's a lot of timber on the north-facing slopes of the hills. Here's the bottom of Cow Creek. My camp is off to the right. You can't see it from here. It's about a half-mile down the creek. But if there were any elk out there walking around, you'd probably be able to see them pretty good. There goes that little spiked bull. This is the third day in a row that I've come across this bull. Seems to be lost, doesn't have anybody else to be with. This is the mouth of Icebox Creek. Very heavy timber, a lot of animals way up in this creek, but it's very, very difficult to work. Very steep slopes and cliffs in many places which make it impassable. I've got two golden eagles flying around above me here. There's one, the other one's kind of in the sun, top of the hill up there. There's some deer coming up the hillside. 3 does. That last one's a spike bug. I'm up here on the ridge crest above Coffs Creek, in between Coffs Creek and Icebox. That's Icebox off in that direction there. A lot of dark timber in there, but it sure is hard to get anything out of there if you were to shoot something in there. Going down the north ridge and down into Cow Creek there. My camp is more or less down at the end of this fence line, about 1.5 miles away from here. Looking northwest right now. We're panning around, looking north, down into the Coffs Creek Valley. You can see the Angus cattle straight ahead, feeding on the hillside, those black spots that are there. So if there were any elk out and around, you'd be able to see them pretty easily. As you can see, it started to cloud up again. It's amazing how fast the clouds move at that elevation, and there's not a whisper of wind here on the ground. Well, here comes the snow. You can see it coming over the hill. Should be engulfed with snow here in just a moment. I think it's time to get my gear out. Just a short distance from when that snowstorm hit me, and I was putting on my winter clothes. I just spooked up a coyote down in that creek right there. He walked right by me, less than 30 feet away, and now I'm on a trail of a bunch of elk. It's already snowed about 1 inch. I've been following this for about 100 yards through the woods here. And these elk tracks started just 50 yards from where I changed into my bad weather gear. So these animals, there seem to have been a bunch of them, maybe 10 or 12, maybe more, were headed down in my direction, going down the creek here. They must have seen me putting on my winter gear. I missed an opportunity. I've gone up the hill looking for the elk. I left their tracks some time ago. It's snowing rather steady now. And it's kind of itching and tickling my nose as snow gets on it. Anyway, it's not too bad, not too cold. I'm having to work pretty hard to go uphill and to slosh through this snow. It's about 10 inches deep now and snowing quite hard, as you can see. I'll keep going up. It's about 3 o'clock, so I'm going to have to start heading back to camp here pretty soon. Well, if you don't like the weather in Colorado, when you're up here in the mountains, all you got to do is wait a little while. Look at all that blue sky coming up.